Hello, YouTube. This is a live feed from my National Weather Service. This is right here. What you're looking at is the Hurricane Florence. Hurricane Florence is now moving into the North Carolina area as of 3 o'clock. As you can see down there, it's 3:57 a.m. and there's Hurricane Florence moving in. This indicator right here you see, this is hail. This tells you what kind of hail it has. There will be a lot of tornadoes. Right here is the eyeball. The eyeball. Right now it's pretty defined. It's a category 3 at the time. At this time, it is wind speeds up to 115 miles per hour. Now, it did die out to category 2 at first, but now I'm back up. These are all storm tracers. These are all to tell the National Weather Service how fast the storm's going. These are all like trackers to tell how fast the storm is, where the storm is going. Right now, the path of the storm will be going this direction. It is going over to North Carolina, and then it's going to go to South Carolina. Right now, we're looking at the formation. The next update on this hurricane will be in 18 seconds. The Hurricane Florence was not supposed to make landfall until tomorrow, but the storm is moving at 16 miles per hour to the northwest. So as you can see, it's moving pretty quick. It is going to do a rotation, which it's doing now, which is a category rotation. This is right now on the wind scale. It is a category 3. Next update is we're trying the update in 12 seconds. They haven't get the update on it yet. Sometimes it does glitch out. This is the newest update that we have. There we go. Right now they're gonna put some warnings out for the storm. I'm gonna keep a live feed on here too much longer. I'm gonna keep live streaming every once in a while because this is Florence is still moving into the area, as you can see. Block this out real quick. I'll pause the storm. I'll pull this up for you so you can see what the cell is. Right now, the size of the hail will be 0.25 inches. This cell is a U5. Give you guys a minute so you can look at that. Okay. And now the trackers. I'll let you guys see the tracker. If it wants to work with me, come on. There we go. You just had it. There we go. This is coming off the tracker. This is how the National Weather Service gets its speed, where the hurricane is moving, how quickly it's moving, how much rainfall it's going to cause. They just flew the they just put the hurricane plane through here already, so that's gonna tell us how quickly it's moving to. So it's right now it's moving at about 16 miles per hour to the northwest. This is a live look at the hurricane at the moment. As you can see, the eye wall is still pretty good. This is all coming from the KMHX tower. It's the best shot I can get from the hurricane. We'll be taking a break in about um, 10 minutes. While this live stream is going, if anyone has any questions, you may comment any questions to me. Florence is still a powerful monster hurricane. We don't know when it's gonna weaken. It can still get stronger since it's still in the water. It hasn't made landfall yet, as you can tell. The Hurricane Florence can make landfall later on today. It is not supposed to. Like I said earlier in the video, it's supposed to make landfall tomorrow. But as you can tell, Hurricane Florence is already making landfall. It's already near the area of where it's supposed to make landfall. It's almost in North Carolina already. It is going to hit the areas. If you're in this area, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the areas, what it's going to be impacting. But if you're in this area, you may want to go ahead and get ready to take shelter. You will be losing power. We don't know how long you will lose power for, but that is a definite answer. These are the areas that's going to start impacting now, whenever it gets into the area. If you're in these areas, if you have a evacuation plan, you may want to do that before it gets in the area. Or go ahead and move to the lower part of your home, basement. Start heading to the lower part of your home before this starts attacking. And again, this is a live feed from the National Weather Service in North Carolina. If you have any comments about the hurricane or whatever, please do so. We are doing this live. I will answer any questions you may have. We will be taking a break in about 10 minutes. I'll keep live streaming so you guys can see where the hurricane is. This will also help. And to let you guys know, the area that's impacting, all 911 operators will not be taking any phone calls until after the storm. This is to make sure they don't get anyone hurt during the hurricane. If you have any health problems, you may want to move to a different area, as in evacuate from the area that the hurricane is going to be hitting. If you don't have health problems, you just want to wait this out, you can do that as well. It is a mandatory evacuation that's already been happening. Some people think they might not have time, but you still have time before this starts making landfall. Again, this is a live feed from the National Weather Service in North Carolina. Okay, the hurricane is still moving at a 16 miles per hour, going to north, heading to the northwest. As you can see, the little triangle here, that is hail. Once it starts making landfall, though, there will be a lot of less of hail, and it'll be isolated tornadoes. Right now, we're waiting for this to start hitting onto land. Once it does, you'll move. I'll go ahead and pull up the warnings and show you guys where the warnings will be located for the tornado warnings. I'll move this again so you guys can see the areas it will be impacting. Again, this is the area. If you are on the 10th floor, please move down. Go to the lower part of your home or office. And this is Hurricane Florence. No, it is no longer a Category 2 hurricane. It is now a Category 3. It went back up. It is moving at 115 miles per hour wind speeds. Good morning to you too. We're hoping it would go back down, but right now it's a Category 3 hurricane, 115 miles per hour wind speeds. Once it starts making land, it'll go back down to a Cat 2. No, I'm located in Florida. I'm over in the Hurricane Center located in Miami, Florida. I'm nowhere near the path of the hurricane, but I am tracking it. As you can see, we do have another hail indicator on our radar. The hail indicator just means there's hail. This will keep popping up every time there's a hail spotted in the area. You're very welcome, ma'am. Hail. This means that this hail also means there is a tornado forming. As long as we see hail indicators, there's tornadoes in those areas. And they're not major hurricanes, they're just isolated. Anyone else have any questions? You may ask us. We're taking a break in about a couple minutes. As you can see over here, this little circle over here where it's spinning, that is the eye wall. You can see Florence, it's pretty spread out. Right here's the eye wall. We got another update coming in about 3 seconds. It's gonna retry. Then you get an update. This is another look at the hurricane. This shows how much rain it's going to hit the ground. The time is now 4:13 a.m. as Hurricane Florence approaches the land. We do have another advisory in 1 hour. We should take a break before the hour so that way we can check and see. So we can go ahead and get the warning from our department and see what the category will be. And then we'll be back after a break, but break will be here in a couple of minutes. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. Actually, I'll just black out the camera. I'll leave you guys on the live stream. I'll just black out the camera in about 2 minutes. I'll let you guys stay on live stream. I'll just black out the camera, look at the updates from our department, and then bring you guys right back. I'll do that in about 2 minutes. I need to see if they can fix this too. It just keeps saying it's retrying. There we go. How many guys are about to be? Whoa, hold on a second. I just had blackout for a minute. Let me fix this. There we go. There we go. Yeah, you guys are back. How many guys are in North Carolina? If you guys know that. Sorry, I keep putting you guys over there. I'm trying to watch the time as well, so that way we can see how long until the storm hits the area. If you guys have any questions about this hurricane, you may do so. Just trying to get a better aim at this for you guys. Okay, as you can see, there is some rain starting to hit the North Carolina area as Florence is still moving in. Florence is still approaching the area. Florence is moving pretty slow right now, but it should pick up some more speed once it starts hitting land. We got 17 minutes till the next update. We still have a lot of other hurricanes out there, but this is our main concern at the moment. There we go. We got some more coming in now. Now we're starting to see more of Florence. Once Florence really starts moving over, we'll really start seeing Florence move out. Still looks pretty. Oh my god, it did it again. Still looks pretty defined right here. Right here's the eyeball. As you can see over here, it's starting to come up. Oh my god. Our systems are currently not working properly like they're supposed to. Every time we're working on a storm or whatever, it starts to act up every once in a while. Right here, you're starting to see the eyeball come out. Oh, I gotta pause this real quick. This is starting to be a concern. I gotta pop on the radar, so give me a second. I gotta get the radar online real quick. It's currently offline. We can take a couple minutes to turn back on. There we go. And there's Florence again. We can never miss Florence. Especially since it's about to hit land. Okay, right here's what's concerning was. Open it up. Box a little too far out. Gotta bring her in a little bit more. There we go. Let's see how Hurricane Florence looks.
Still broadcasting that.
I'm located over in Florida. I am just keeping an eye out on this hurricane as it makes its way to North Carolina and the South Carolina area. This hurricane will also impact uh, Georgia, Kentucky, um, but it won't be a hurricane. It will be a tropical depression. If you guys have any kind of concerns or need any kind of questions, feel free to ask. I am a weather expert, so I'll be here for you guys if you guys need anything. Not a look at the other radar. Whoops. Where'd you go, Florence? No, there you are. Oh, stop going down. $5 o'clock advisory is approaching. If you guys continue watching, you'll get the update on the 5 o'clock advisory. Also, please drop a like if you guys like this video. Also, please subscribe to my videos for more hurricane updates. Irma was my last hurricane update. This is now Florence. We never had the we never had this kind of technology before. This is the first time we ever had this kind of technology. We'll use this technology for in the future, like any kind of hurricanes we may see. We'll start using these for the next updates. Hurricane Irma was a little bit more bigger than the storm. Irma, I think, hit Florida, the bottom of Florida as a Category 3. Florence is a Category 3 at the moment. We should have a 5 o'clock advisory. It should be a Category 2 again, we're hoping. We don't want this impacting. All hospitals in the North Carolina area were evacuated. There is currently no one in the hospitals. They all have been evacuated to a different hospital away from Florence's path, because Florence is supposed to hit North Carolina as a Category 4. So all hospitals have been evacuated. The prisons, they tried evacuating the prisons, but they told them no. The reason why is because they didn't think it was going to be a Category 4 when it hits the North Carolina area. As you can tell, it is a Category 3 and it is supposed to decrease. But it's still on water, so it can still increase. But once it starts hitting land, it will decrease. Right now the storm, as you can tell, it is stationary. And it is not completely stationary. It is moving 16 miles per hour, which is not pretty fast for a storm. It is partly stationary. The storm is not as fast as a tornado would be. Once it hits land, it will start moving a whole lot faster. As you can see, there's little pieces of the storm that are starting to break apart. It's because it's approaching land. So when it starts approaching this area, it starts to fall apart. As you can tell, it's falling apart now. Which is normal for a hurricane, which is a good thing. That will cause it to die out faster, causing it to go into like a category 2. What are you doing? She's trying to fall asleep on me, but it ain't working. That's why you see these little spikes right here, just breaking apart. Just going, just breaking apart. And that's where the hail is. So there's a possible tornado that's probably touching down over there and causing the breakaway. There's gonna be a lot more hail once it starts hitting land. It's gonna be a lot more hail and a lot more possibilities of tornadoes. Give you guys a look real quick. What areas it will be impacting. If you guys are in the areas of these areas, you may want to go ahead and start taking shelter. As you can see, Florence ain't far away from you guys. These are the areas it will be impacting. If you are near these areas, you may want to go ahead and start taking shelter. You can also keep watching this video, but Florence is not far away. Florence is approaching pretty quickly. As Hurricane Florence makes its way, we'll be sending out a 5 o'clock advisory, but it's going to be in a couple of minutes. Right now it's only 4:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The 5 o'clock advisory will be on Eastern Standard Time. Right now it's only 4:38 a.m. We're waiting on the National Weather Service in Miami, Florida to go ahead and send out that advisory. We'll also see if they can go ahead and send out a bullet. Well, if they can send out the bullet by 6 o'clock, we can get the 8 o'clock advisory for you guys. Give me 1 second, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the radio. I need an update on that storm. Oh great, my radio's dead. She is still approaching. It's gonna take us a little. It's gonna take a little while to get to the area. If you guys want to go ahead and take some breaks, do whatever you guys gotta do. Actually, if you guys want to go out, heat up some popcorn, have a popcorn meal with this thing. See, make this your own personal TV show for the next couple of minutes if you guys want. If you guys are in the North Carolina area, you will be losing power. Power direct, power outage can take a long time to get back on. You do have power companies from Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky, power companies almost all across the United States that will be helping out. South Carolina won't have as many power outages as North Carolina will, because of course North Carolina is going to have the biggest part of the hurricane. As you can tell, this is still a Category 3 hurricane. We'll find out what the hurricane is in about 20 minutes. Well, it's going to go back down to a Category 3. I mean, Category 2, my bad. It is Cat 3 now, so. But it's going to be a Category 2 in about 20 minutes. I'll keep you all up to date on this hurricane as it makes landfall. I'll keep this live stream going until it does make landfall. Every few minutes or whatever, it's going to say retain because I am taking over a lot of broadcast, a lot of data, whatever you want to call it, from the station. I am broadcasting live to YouTube. The current time is 4:43 a.m. Advisors on Hurricane Florence. If you guys have any questions or whatever, you may ask them. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the advisory in about 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out this live stream. I'm going to go ahead and start live streaming again in about 10 minutes.